What's up, y'all? I'm Jalen.
And I'm Jada.
And thanks for tuning in to another episode of We Out Here. Hey, y'all. What's up? Welcome to another episode.
Hey.
We back out here. This is episode 4 on season 2.
Yeah.
So this episode, we're going to be finishing our conversation about siblings and getting into grandparents a little bit. So when we left off, we were talking about our siblings and the relationship our siblings have with our parents versus the relationship we have with our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Just for those of y'all who might have not tuned in, which L for you.
Go back and listen.
You go back and listen. Retry that shit again. But I have 2 siblings. They're both younger than me. I have a brother who's in the middle. He is 17. And I have a little sister who is the youngest. And she just turned 16 in the middle of March.
I have 2 brothers. One who is 26, 1 year apart. And I have a little brother who is 7. Damn. He's
That's
7.
crazy.
We are 18 years apart.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah.
So the first question
Mm-hmm.
is, how is it different the way your parents raise your siblings versus how your parents raise you?
Okay. I'm starting. When it comes to my older brother, he's my older brother on my dad's side, and I did not live with my dad. We didn't live with our dad, so we would see each other Christmas and summer. Same relationship, pretty much. I don't know how his mom raised him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. So that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my little brother is on my mom's side. It's very different, like I was saying before, because my mom is at completely different stages in her life.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had me right before her 21st birthday, and it was pretty much, me and my mom out here. And my brother, he has, my mom and my stepdad, so he has his parents. And she just has more time or freedom to, enjoy life in a different way than when I was growing up. Yeah. For you, what's it like?
First of all, them kids don't get beat half as much as I did.
Oh, for
And
sure
I was a good child, okay?
Yes.
I mean, I had a smart mouth, but I wasn't out here, cursing at people. I wasn't giving crazy jokes. My siblings will say anything. They clearly aren't scared of my parents, and that makes me mad. That pisses me out.
I think it's hilarious.
Because I'm 25 and I'm scared of them. So
I think it's hilarious because I was a good child. I didn't do nothing, and I used to get my ass beat for nothing. Marcus be over there stomping on the couch that I was not allowed to lay down on.
Yep.
I had to sit.
Yep.
He be putting in some slick remarks, and I just be like, "You not gonna do nothing?"
I be waiting for them to get
and
slapped.
my mom be like, "Whatever."
I guess they're tired.
They're older now, though.
They're tired.
I mean,
I remember I
my
told
brother
the
is
truth.
7. I was going to college, and she started
she
all over again.
I would be pissed.
I just think it's so funny because he is out of control.
Yo, one time I was telling the truth. My mom was like, "Where'd you get that skirt from? You took that skirt out of the dirty clothes." I was like, "No. I got it from the clean clothes. Like, this pile of clothes is clean." She was like, "No. Why are you lying to me? You took it out of the dirty clothes. I was like, Mom, I'm not lying. Raised my voice right then and there. Ass beat. And then my dad was like, what's wrong with her? Why is she crying? Because she took that skirt out of the dirty clothes. He goes, no, those clothes are clean. She goes, oh, and walks away.
Yeah, I used to hate that.
Like,
when you
damn.
would get beat and then you just be mad.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna call you, Jada,
You wanna
can you get me some water? And then
No.
you'd be like,
One time she asked me to get the remote for her. She was sitting on the bed and
Yeah.
it was at the foot of the bed. And I was like, you know, I wish I could punch you in your throat right
no,
now.
but she'd be like, can you get me some water? And then I go downstairs and get it and I come back up. She'd be like, you spit in this water, didn't you? No, just take the water and let me go finish crying, please.
Why do bug parents do that?
I don't know.
Taunt you after they just beat you. Like, what the frick?
She'd be like, you mad?
That's cruel and
You mad?
unusual. Yes, I'm fucking mad. What are you talking about? Yes, I'm angry. Yeah, but I mean, they're still not bad kids. You know
They're
what I
not
mean?
bad, but it's just
But
they get away with a lot more.
They get away with a lot more, yeah. And
If I broke a TV,
he broke the TV. Oh my gosh, Marcus is wild.
he's just wild.
He's wild,
He's everything I feel on the inside,
and that's good.
out in the world.
That's good. He's a cool dude.
Let him be free.
I said it last time. He's cool. I like Marcus.
He's out of control.
I was like, "Do you remember me?" He was like, "It's okay. It's okay. We still friends. We're so cool." So what is your relationship with your siblings? I know we talked about, how your relationship with your parents differs from your siblings, but what's your relationship with your siblings?
Well, with my older brother, who's also named Jalen,
It's a good name.
we're close, but we're not. Because, like I said, we only see each other Christmas and summer.
Mhm.
And now that we're older,
Yeah.
it'll be like years before we see each other again because
Yeah.
we're both working. So we don't go down to our dad's as often. And when we do, it's hard to get schedules together and line up at the same time. We're also both not hella talkative. Like,
Mhm.
I am, but he's like, not at all.
Like less
Like,
than you.
yeah, there's like, what's going on? You know, nothing much. All right then.
do you see similarities in y'all personalities?
Yeah, I think we're both just like chill, and we both like keep to ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and aren't really fascinated by what other people in the world are easily fascinated by.
Mm-hmm.
He would have his games and he'd be set. I have a couple of games, or I watch people play some games and we'd be set.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little more outgoing. But yeah, we didn't that's my dude though. Like, I know he got me if I need him.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really fight growing up. When we did, we would be like play fighting, and then it'd be like, all right, now you getting too serious. Now I really got to hit you. All right, I'm tired. We're going to stop. But we get along pretty well. I miss him. I haven't seen him in a while. That's hard, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, with Marcus. Wild. I did express in the last episode, like, why I didn't want siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I'm out here competing with everybody in the world. Couldn't compete. So I was really upset when it came to Marcus. But, can't help but love him. That's my dude for real. It really is. He also, I feel like Marcus is just another version of me. Like I was saying a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's another version of me, but his version just actually exists in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas mine is just like on the inside. A lot of it is just internal, and that's
Yeah.
how I am when I'm in a room by myself.
Do you think it's just because he's in a different space, like he's growing up in a different space?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has the freedom to be that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I felt
you
that
felt
I didn't
like
have
you didn't have that
Because
yeah.
also,
There was a
Even
lot
though-
of children around
Yeah,
you too,
like
so that's so suffocating.
with him, it was just me and my mom, and I was only there for a short period of time because I was in college, and now I'm out of the house. I was only in the house for 2 years with him and my stepdad, so it's not a lot going on. Whereas when I was his age and younger, I was growing up in a house with my great grandmom, my grandmom, and two of my cousins, who you can basically say my cousins are also kind of like my siblings. I was the middle child in that house.
Yes.
It was a lot going on. It's a lot going on. I can't even describe it. But like, I remember my older cousin, Amir, people would say that we were really close, but also they'd be like, he didn't like you. Because I was the next kid, so I was like taking over or whatever. I remember one time I was standing at the top of the steps, getting ready to walk down the stairs, and he pushed me, and I just rolled down the steps. But I got right back up and continued about my day. I just popped right up and kept going. But those are the air quotes siblings that I grew up with, Amir and Cache, because my grandma, we would get up, my grandma would walk us to daycare, we'd be at daycare, we go to school, we come home, we play together, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Even after I moved out and my other cousins came along, like when I'd be at my grandma's house, it would just be all of us. So I'm like the sister cousin, especially when it comes to both of the girls, Cache and Deja, like do my best to take care of them in whatever way I can. Because I don't have any sisters.
Yeah.
I've always wanted an older sister. I wanted it how
be that for your
I
friend.
wanted it how Marcus has it. Like, I didn't care that my parents weren't together, but I wanted a sister my age at his age. I thought that would be fun. I'm not a fun sister. I'm not the fun sister that I would want.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted.
I thought it was really cool. This is a side note, but I used to think it was so cool that my uncle was 27. Like, I was like, my uncle, I got a young uncle, but I didn't really know how old my dad was because they're actually not that many years apart. I think my dad had like just turned 33 or something. I was like, yeah, my uncle's 27. Like, I was so excited, and I thought he was so freaking cool. So I understand. Having like seeing that older person would be cool, but I was the oldest.
And then also, as you know, and people who know me know, I don't want no kids, but I've always wanted to be an aunt, and yeah, I don't.
Not for me.
I'm
You
gonna be
have to wait on
old.
that, friend.
I don't know about my other brother. I don't know what's going on over there, but
Oh yeah.
yeah. Also, I just wanted to be able to like steal her clothes and stuff. I do that with my mom though. I don't take her. I do take her clothes sometimes. You want to know what happened to the sweat jackets I took? Cache and Deja took them.
Thanks.
But I have some of their clothes too.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like wearing sunglasses, and my mom would be like, "Oh, those are cute. Where'd you get them from? Your closet." You don't wear these, girl.
These is for me. These is for me. Do you think that your relationship has changed over time?
With my siblings?
Yeah.
Yeah. With my older brother, it's hard to keep an actual relationship other than that's my brother, because we don't see each other. And we're also not one to really, we don't talk on the phone. We text every few months. And that's about it. With Marcus, yes, because like I said, I wasn't very happy about that situation. But,
He here?
me. Yeah.
He's
grown to love him.
popping.
And, he probably could get me to do anything he wanted.
I believe
It's crazy.
I believe it.
He'd be like, "Can you open it? Let me get some of that."
All right.
Live your best life, sir.
All right.
Don't let me stop you.
Not enabling. Yeah, you got it. Jump off that couch.
I just want him to be happy. I be feeling bad too when he actually does get in trouble.
You know,
I'd be like, y'all need to chill out.
You know, I feel that. Like, I think about all the time how I really just want my. Damn, why I always be trying to cry every time I talk about my siblings.
It's okay.
I really fucking love them
Did
niggas.
you hear me? I said it's okay.
It's okay. But I really really truly want them to be happy. Like, I it's I be having like, this is what happens. I be having like 20 different points in my head, and they all be trying to speak at the same time through my mouth, so then nothing comes out. But let me start from the first point. The first point is, what is my relationship? We're very close. We talk about stuff that they don't talk to my parents about. It's not that my parents aren't open people, but it's weird talking to adults about stuff.
It's just naturally different for everybody, I feel.
So we're really close. We used to fight, and I'm 8 years older than them. They used to try to jump me. Like, they're like 3 years old, like trying to jump me, and we're like play fighting or whatever. And my brother used to get really pissed. He would like turn into the Incredible Hulk and like really try to hurt me and my sister. So he would get in trouble all the time because he would be like crying, like angry crying. So I thought that was funny when you said that about your siblings. Like, damn, nigga, you hit me too hard.
That's just me and my older brother. Me and Marcus I can't fight him.
You can't. I mean, you
He's
could. I
child.
would. I'd
what
throw
am I
him on the
fighting him
couch.
for? I'm also not that. I also don't know what to do with myself when it comes to kids. So he just be around, and I just be like, "Yeah, dude, you do what you do." I guess.
I got that energy. As soon as they was old enough, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, but you also were younger too.
Yeah, I was a lot younger.
25.
Not 18.
I don't know what you want me to do.
So yeah, we're really close. We talk to each other about stuff. I be sharing stuff with them sometimes. But that has certainly changed because when they were younger, so was I. You know what I mean? So I was going through my own stuff as they were being children sometimes. And I think this is still true. I feel like I'm their mother, but I'm not. And so I've been trying to flip that relationship in my mind, instead of always being on like take care, protect, that I'm also growing, that I have to be responsible for my own growth.
I get that too.
As far as being responsible for my own growth, now that I am not a child, now that I'm an adult, and they speak to me as if I'm an adult, like I have all this wisdom, and I don't. But that's how they speak to me.
Yeah.
And I recognize that as teenagers, they're having a really hard time with their identity and with understanding what they're supposed to be doing in life. And they have so much overstimulation that I feel like it makes it worse than what we had, you know? And so I recognize their need for therapy. I recognize their need to be told that they're amazing at whatever it is that they do, to be told that they're loved. And all I want for them is to be happy.
Yeah.
So I think it's changed because now we see each other versus like, this is my sibling.
Yeah.
Like, instead of it being like kind of what you were saying about your parents. Like, I'm like, oh, these are like humans.
Yeah.
They're currently going through the same shit that I went through. And how I felt alone because there really was nobody my age. You know what's crazy?
What?
They are so close in age and they talk about everything, but they don't actually like talk to each other. And they're very protective over each other. But they don't like share like deep stuff with each other, which I think is weird. I don't know if it's because one's a boy and one's a girl.
Maybe. Or also just because it's family. I don't know. Because that's how my family is.
Yeah.
But I understand that relationship when it comes to Cache and Deja, my cousins. because Cachet and I are a year apart. She's younger than me, but that's the person that like we were always together. They used to dress us up together, like dress us up in the same outfits.
Y'all actually
We
have
would
similar faces.
We would sit down together. We would get our hair done together. You know, my
Mhm.
grandma would do hers. My mom would do mine. Like that's my sister for real.
Yeah.
And Deja is too. But like I would not have made it through things without Cachet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could not imagine being on this earth without that person.
Mm. Mm.
Like and it's crazy just to think about stuff that she went through.
Yeah.
And you know when they separated us,
Me and you will never part.
it's heartbroken. But yeah, I just when it comes to those two, like those are the like I moved her into college. It'd just be me and Cachet moving her into college. You know what I mean? We'd just be out here together. Those are the only two family members that I really, really have. The only two that I can call.
Yeah.
The only two that can call me. The only two I can share with. The only two that can share with me. And that's a lot.
Yeah. That's a very like strong isn't the word. But that's a serious bond, and it's also very delicate. You know what I mean? And it's a scary thing to think about losing.
Yeah, I also feel like when you talk about the responsibility with them, I feel like I have to take on a responsibility. Even though I don't, but I feel like I have to.
Yeah. I know.
So I'd be like, oh, they not taking you. I got you. I'll take you.
Yeah.
Or what do you need? Like, okay, I got you. If I got it.
If I got you, I got you.
Yeah.
I feel that. So I think we're already getting into this, but like, what role do you play in your siblings' lives? Like right now?
When it comes to Jalen, I have no idea. I'm just, we're just brother and sister. And that's what it is. When it comes to Marcus, I'm a sister, but I don't know. I could be better. It's just because I'm so much older than him, I don't want to be his mom.
Yeah.
I didn't have any children.
Correct.
I don't want to be his mom.
Correct.
But I also feel like I have to be prepared. Not saying that something's wrong with my, peeps, but if something were to happen, I have to be prepared because he's not going nowhere but with me.
Yeah.
And then also they're just...
But you wouldn't want them anywhere else.
They're just older too. So like, I don't know. I just feel like I have to be prepared to...
I'd be thinking about that too.
be with my brother.
Like if something happens to my parents, even if they're 33 and 32 and my parents have passed away, that's still my responsibility as the oldest sibling to make sure that all things go well.
Yes.
And that could be light years away, God willing, because I can't take it. I still don't think that I'm prepared to be the head of anything. And I feel like as an older sibling, that's what it feels like. It's like as soon as these children are born, you're like, ah, shit, okay, I got to get ready. Got to be prepared, got to be mature.
But even if they are still here, like, I just feel like I have to, I don't know, I got to keep close tabs on him. And also because of my life experience, I don't want, because I see, like I said, we're very similar. And he's the way that I am on the inside. And that's really special. And I don't want his light to be dimmed by the way the people are around us.
Yes.
So I feel like it's my responsibility to protect that. And I don't I don't quite know how to do that, but I feel like I just don't want that to go away. Because
Tell him while he's young.
what am I supposed to say?
Your light is special.
He's gonna be like,
you're special.
what are you talking about?
Kids understand.
No, they do.
Kids get it.
They do.
Even when they
But
don't
also,
understand,
I
it'll
don't know
resonate
how to
for them.
communicate with kids. I gotta learn how to.
Talk to them like they're adults.
I gotta learn how to reinsert myself into reality. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But not even just reality, like family. Like, I'm non-existent.
You feel non-existent.
When it comes to my mom, my stepdad, Marcus, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And Cache and Deja.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad and them. That's not true. But other family, it is true.
I feel that. Okay.
And I have put myself in a position to be that way, to be non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to learn how to be present.
Mm.
And Marcus has made me feel that way.
Mm.
Because I do, like...
Isn't that amazing?
I've been trying to run away from these people for a long time, as far as I can get. But Marcus being around has made me reevaluate that, because I do want to be a part of his life. So, yeah.
So he plays a role in your life too, even though he doesn't know it.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd be doing for him, but...
I mean, clearly something. If he's talking about you...
Because I just be sitting there like...
I really... it's really crazy how much younger siblings really look up to their older siblings. And really aspire to be like them, even though they have no idea.
You know what's crazy?
No idea.
My cousins, Deja,
Uh-huh.
we got closer over the summer, but when we got closer, we were hanging out. She'd just see me do stuff. She'd be like, you curse, you drink, you do this. I'm like, what? Yeah. Damn.
Oh, is that one off too?
We're not recording the whole thing, though. Hold on. I don't know. I think the screen just went.
Oh, dang. I'm going to have to cut this out. Or we could leave it in.
It's okay. It's enough. Anyway,
Okay.
what was I saying? Like,
y'all got closer, and she was like, "Oh, you drink, you curse."
Yeah, like, what do you think I do? It's the way that people talk about me, and they act like this is why people don't check up on me, because they don't really know me, so they think I'm okay.
Yeah.
So they only hear good stuff. So they think, you know, she's over here, she gets straight A's, she's perfect, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, my nigga, I am hurting. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
This has happened in my life. This has happened in my life. This has happened in my life. Mm-hmm. And then with Cache, like, I don't know, there would be a lot of comparisons and stuff like that. And my family knows how to make people feel like they should be somebody else.
Mm.
But then it would just blow my mind, because I'd be like, Cache, like, if you weren't around, like, I couldn't. It's a wrap for me.
Yeah.
Like, for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. They really, like, I don't know who's put me on this pedestal.
Right.
Whoever it is, they sure don't be talking to me.
Get me
They
off.
be tearing me down, so I don't know. Where's the disconnect?
I mean, I've already said this multiple times, but I really used to boss them around, but that's because I felt like they weren't, at certain points, they just don't be listening to my parents. And, like, I get it. I'm also a child. Like, I understand that sometimes it feels like parents just be saying shit to say shit. And sometimes they be right.
They do.
So at a certain point, I was, like, telling them what to do. Like, you should do this, and you need to do this, and this, and that. And as I've started to shut up and listen more, I realized that I just need to be an ear, because they really be having shit to say and be feeling like they can't speak.
Yeah, like how we felt.
Yeah, like how we felt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so and then I'm also like, in order, and damn, what is wrong with me?
What?
I'm just really sensitive. No,
It's
I can
okay.
feel my eyes. I don't know why I don't know why this is
It's okay. I
happening.
definitely cried
It's not-
last episode.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to do that.
Maybe
shit.
you need to.
I don't want to do that shit. Working with children, working with humans, period.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to open your ears and separate your experience from what they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I have been trying to play the role of a listener and really taking in what they tell me and trying to give them back what they need. You know what I'm saying? Versus what I feel like I should tell them as an adult. Yeah,
Right.
and they're both in the same space, so it's pretty much the same for the two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's all different spectrums, but
Your parents got siblings?
yeah. We'll start with my dad, the less complicated as always. My dad has a brother and a sister. His brother we don't see that much, or at least I don't. He comes Christmas, but he'll come for Christmas and then he'll leave. He don't stay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. My aunt, apparently I found out she's also my godmother. I didn't know that.
Your aunt?
I have two pairs of godparents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I was really little, my mom said she used to take me like I used to be hers. But it's really weird because I would never know that because I don't have that type of relationship with her now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of her. It's because something.
Life.
I was closed off.
Yeah.
But she's cool, you know. She also lives in North Carolina. That's where my dad is. So I see her when I see my dad. Cool. And that's what it is. They all seem to like each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know any deep stuff when it comes to my dad's side of the family. So that's all I know. My mom, she got siblings too. She got two sisters. One on her mom's side, one on her dad's side. We'll start with her dad's side because those are always the less complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got an aunt over there. We used to live, me, my aunt, and my mom, we were all lived in an apartment together. So that was cool and it was cool. But she's also very, like, shy. I don't know if shy is the...
Reserved.
Yeah. There's not much going on. We're not close.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really much to say. She's my aunt. And, you know, my mom and her are close.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good relationship. But she's not one to, like, want to go on trips and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She's just her. And then the other side is very, very complicated, and we will be sitting here forever. I was close with her at one point. I don't know what it was. I just always felt close to her. And also protective of her. Because of the way my family is. And it just seemed like there was a lot of judgment passed and not enough of trying to understand who she is. But as I grew up, I understood, or recently I've come to an understanding of why that is. So all I can do is, you know, wish her the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's as far as I'm going to go with that.
All right.
And her and my mom are not close. They just can't be.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right. My father has a brother. They don't have the same dad, but they grew up in the house together.
Mm-hmm.
Because as mothers usually do, my grandmother had custody. Though they They aren't very far apart in age. I'm just gonna guesstimate. I'm gonna say like 5 years apart or something.
I don't know how far anybody is.
I'm gonna just guess.
I don't even know the order on my dad's side.
I'm because when I was born, my dad was 24, and then when I was 8, my uncle was 27. So 8 plus 4 is how much? 12, right? So my dad would be 32. Yeah, that's about right. Let's say 8 years. Let's go with let's go with let's go with let's go with that. It's something, but they're not too far apart. Anyways, yes. So they're very close. Like my dad used to take my high school uncle to college parties. Like they're hella close. Like hella close. Um, they don't talk to each other often. I mean, my dad doesn't talk to anybody often except for my grandmother. Um, but my uncle is just one of those. He's a very artistic person. He doesn't answer texts well. He doesn't return phone calls well. That's just his personality. That's just his being. But I've seen my dad cry talking about my uncle before. And when the last time my uncle was here, he cried thinking about how he had to leave and to go back to California when he was living in California. So, yeah, there's not many relationships on my dad's side that I would consider close, like that close.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad and my uncle are like hella close. Like would start a riot for each other. Like hella close. And then my mom is an only child. But that's because her parents got divorced a long time ago. So there was no opportunity for other children in that household. But she, kind of similar to you, she has 1,000,001 cousins, like hella cousins that are all around her age. So they all grew up together. And she calls them her siblings because they were literally together every day. They didn't live in the same house, but my great grandparents had 5 kids, and all of those children had like 3, 4. So
I don't know the answer to that either.
it's just
I know
it's
on my mom's
it's
side,
just a lot.
my great grandmom, I think there's 3 of them. But on my dad's side, I didn't know my grandma had a brother. To my mom was like, yeah. I mean, to my dad was like, yeah. You know, her brother wasn't feeling well. I was like, who? Who? Also, my mom is the baby on when it comes to her siblings. She's the youngest, but I don't know where my dad stands.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Right, because she's she got to take everything.
Yeah,
She has to.
that's interesting. Yeah, my dad is the older sibling, but I think I already said
I don't
that.
know where my dad is. I don't know. I have no idea how old they are. Maybe he's the youngest too. I'm not sure.
You know,
I think so. I think he is.
could be.
I'm not sure though. I can't give you a straight answer.
What is your relationship with your grandparents?
Oh, okay. We'll start with my dad's side. My
Okay.
grandmom. Well, on my dad's side, I don't know my grandfather. I met him once. I didn't know he existed until he showed up. So that's that.
Yeah.
Don't know him. My grandmom, she's cool. I only see her when I see my dad, so we're not super close. But she's good. She's mobile, and she'll take me. She used to take me and my cousin and my brother places, and she'll be. I can call her and we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like much, but it's much to me when it comes to my family. And she's supportive. She's come to some dance shows, and she's always trying to read my writing. She seems to enjoy it. So yeah, she's cool people. We're not super close because because of me. So that's what that is. On my mom's side, we'll start with my grandmom, who I used to live with
Mm-hmm.
and who I see the most. It's the person I'm the least closest to. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
um, because my grandmom raised my cousins,
Mm-hmm.
there's 4 of them. They were her main focus.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to me, you know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because they needed to be taken care of and my mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there wasn't really much to do for me. Even though I don't know. It's so I actually called my grandma last week
Mm-hmm.
because nobody else is answering the phone, and I've been thinking a lot about wanting to talk to my grandparents more while they're still here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get into why when we move on to the next grandparent. But we had it wasn't, because when I call my grandma, we don't talk much. It's just like, hey, how are you? All right, bye. And sometimes she doesn't even, she actually got me right. She didn't call me Deja. I was Jada. And we had a nice little discussion. We didn't talk about my cousins. We talked about me. And we talked about her. And she actually said that she loved me. And that's the first time I heard that from her.
Aw.
So that was nice. Moving on to my grandfather, who is no longer here on my mom's side. In my from my perspective, we also weren't close,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been told that we were. When I was younger, my grandfather used to take me, and then my mom be like, "What'd you and your pop-up do?" And I'd be like, "That's between me and my grandfather." And when we moved to the apartment, I had to change schools, but I didn't want to. So for that 1 year, my grandfather used to pick me up, and we go to McDonald's and get some pancakes, and then he'd take me to school. And we weren't super close because I don't let people in. But yeah, when my grandfather passed, that shit hit me so hard. Like, I literally will just stand somewhere and start crying.
Yeah.
Or I'll be at work and I'll talk to an older person who sounds like my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Or like last Christmas, not this, the Christmas before this one, we were at my grandma's house and my grandma was telling my cousins to call their grandfather because my mom and my aunt, they have different dads. And I just started, I bust out crying. I was like, I don't have a grandfather. And my mom called me, she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I ain't got no grandfather. But yeah, I wasn't ready for him to go. And that's why I feel like I need to reach out to the grandmothers that I have, because I didn't appreciate the grandfather that I had. And now that's like a regret in my life.
I gotta call my grandfather.
Because he could have been the only cool one. He was a real cool dude. He probably had some stories, but wasn't trying to listen. And that's that. I'm glad I got through that without crying.
Good job. 3 gold stars. I do not know my grandfather on my dad's side. He is alive. He has other kids and other grandkids. I know that. But I was close to the man that raised him, which was his uncle, his my Aunt Betty's husband. His name is Uncle George. So, like, in all accounts, my dad's father has never mattered, like ever. He really didn't see him until he was 21 or something crazy like that. And then that was it. Ain't seen him, ain't heard from him. Apparently he'd be trying to reach out to my dad, but my dad be like for what? So Yeah, and then there's my grandma on my dad's side, my grandma Tiny. Um, she is weird. I mean, it's not that we're not close now. We are really close. I'm just close. I'm just close to my family. It just that's just how we are.
It's nice.
But we I used to stay over at my grandparents' house, especially when my brother and sister weren't born yet, just because financially those funds were there to just send me on a plane. You know what I mean? Which that's crazy that as a kid you can recognize when things change, like the finances change. Because I was like, damn, I'm not getting on JetBlue no more. Like, what's going
Southwest
on?
really was something.
What's going on?
I used to do Southwest.
Yeah. Well, I guess Southwest became a little bit less expensive, but there
It
was a
shifted
point.
when I started paying for it. That's for sure.
There was a point where I would go to one grandparent's house for a week, and then she would send me on a plane to go to Buffalo, and I would stay at one grandparent's house for the week, my grandmother's, and then for the next week I would be with my grandfather. So that was like a routine that I would do every summer. I would have like almost a month where I was away from home, just like hanging out with my grandparents. So I am close to her for that reason because we just spent so much time together. But now our relationship is weird because she's not as mobile as she used to be. So I feel like I'm also responsible for her and her well being. Oh, I forgot to call her and tell her I was bringing her money tomorrow. It'll be fine. Anyways, things like that. Like taking her to our doctor's appointment, asking her if she ate today, her telling me that she needs to pick up her medicine. Can I do this? Can I do that? Blah, 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 blah. So sometimes I don't be wanting to call her or talk to her because it's always about what she needs. And I realize how messed up that is because she's my grandmother. She's literally changed my diapers and fed me for years without any complaints. But I just be out here trying to live my life.
I understand.
And so it just feels like somebody's like pulling on me, which sounds so bad. I love my grandmother, but I just be tired.
Because I know who you are.
I just be
I know
tired.
who you sound like. You know who you sound like? You want me to tell you?
No, I know.
Okay.
But when we get together, we have fun. We joke around.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a big child. She's literally like a big kid. So yeah, that's me and that grandmother. She's always, oh, my baby girl. Is this the baby? Is this the... Hi, Grandma. Yes, it's me.
I don't get that.
You know. Then my grandma on my mom's side. We're very close. Same thing. Except I don't, because she doesn't live here in Maryland like my other grandma, I don't feel that same like responsibility to make sure she's okay. Because she drives. She knows how to get her groceries delivered on her phone. It's like it's two completely different
My
people.
grandma on my dad's side, she drives. She does stuff on her own. Grandma on my mom's side, she don't drive. She can't.
She just don't.
She just waiting for help.
She just don't. Yeah, it's two very completely different people.
Yeah.
But I used to call her more. In college, I used to talk to my grandmother like every day. My grandma Sharon.
I didn't talk to nobody.
But I don't talk to her anymore. But I think it's because I used to like talk to her about life, and now I don't. And I don't know why that's changed. I think it's because she feels older now. Like her brain is not the same. Like she's not like senile or nothing, but I'm just saying it feels different. She feels more delicate than she used to. So I don't be trying to call her to bother her about my little whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah.
You know? And then they both forever trying to give me money like they got money to give me. Like they got jobs. They no, please keep your money, pay your bills. Like pay your bills. And then it's my grandfather. Now this relationship has changed. I used to be hella close. hella close with my grand. We go anywhere. We going
We
to the
go
movies.
way back.
We going out to eat. Since the beginning of time, been me and my grandfather. Like, I like have very strong memories of us just going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he took me to Niagara Falls multiple times, like just to go.
Mm-hmm.
Always, every time you see my grandfather, we gotta go to the movies. We gotta go out to eat at least once. So like we had our little traditions or whatever, and I don't know. One day it just changed. I don't know if it was me or if it was him or if it was the both of us. But when I got in middle school, it was just like, I don't know, weird. Like we're still cool. We still hang out. We still talk about whatever. But I also think that part of it for me was that my brother came, and so now he had his little boy, because he had a girl. My mother's the only child, and I just think that he really enjoyed having a little boy to force sports onto and make him ride a bike and all of those things. And then it wasn't just me and my grandfather anymore. And then as I got older and started to actually, I guess, become more feminine than I used to be.
He was like, oh no, I can't do this.
Yeah, he was like, what is going on? But I still love my grandfather. And for a little bit, he wasn't saying, I love you. But then he had like a medical scare. And he was in the hospital for a little bit. So ever since then, he's been like a really different person. Saying I love you and things like that. So our relationship is starting to get better. We're starting to get a little bit closer. But yeah.
None of my grandparents have said those words to me. And first time I heard it was last week over the phone.
Not even on your dad's side?
We just be like, okay, bye. There's not a love you, have a nice time. It's just, when it comes to my parents, for sure.
Yeah.
But my grandparents, no, I don't remember. I'm sure my grandfather has probably said it. Maybe, no, because he didn't really say it to my mom. They just don't use those words.
Yeah. Is that the same thing with your dad and his mom?
I don't know.
You don't see them together enough?
I do. They live in the same place. But there's a lot that I don't know when it comes to my dad. I think they just got close. Like I was around when they were when they were good.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff in the
past. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't hear those words. Except I do have to shout out another non-family. You know, I don't know if I talked about my godparents or not, but my godparents, you know, I was really not how my aunt, but like my mom's best friend used to be best friend or whatever. Her family, her mother. I also call her my mom. She's like a grandmother to me, and she was the grandma, the one who likes to slip me some money, the one. That's where I felt the love on the outside. Maybe that's why I seek it on the outside. I don't know, but yeah, she was grandmotherly to me.
Yeah.
And then also my stepdad's dad used to live with us for a little while, and we weren't close, but he was all right. He seemed like maybe a regular grandfather kind of thing. I don't know, but I never looked at any of his family members like that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that. I have more than the average, but the ones that are blood, the ones that I got, this is very surface level relationships. Some of them because of me, because I only let people in to a certain extent, and some of them are just, we'll get into that with the generational thing. I think you know, they're all in the same generation. So I love you wasn't just being thrown around, you know?
Yeah, I also think that brings us into our thing. The term generational curses. So this has been a huge term in social media. Everybody's so like caught up on healing and spiritual growth and all these things. And so they've been using the term generational curses. I'm going to read you what Google says. And this is from blog.vsecu.com. I don't know who that is, but anyways, it says a generational curse is a habit or behavior that has been passed from one generation to the next. And then it says, what are examples of generational curses? An example of a generational curse is divorce. Your parents grew up in homes with divorced parents, so they both lacked a clear picture of what a healthy relationship looks like. With this negative example, your parents developed unhealthy relationships, habits, and passed those on to you. So I don't think I've ever heard of a generational curse being used in a positive light. So I think that's weird that they said with this negative example. Have you ever heard it used positively?
No, because when you're talking about the word curse,
Yeah, it's negative, right?
Yeah.
Generational wealth would be positive.
Yeah.
Which, hold on. So I work, one of my jobs is in a more affluent area. She's talking to me about how her husband's used to go to this island and how they own land in the island, and he's been going there since he was 12, and that they're going on a yacht this weekend for somebody's birthday, and just like, and I'm listening to her talk, and like, this is really how people live. Like, people really have lives where their parents have been rich, and their parents have been rich, and their parents have been rich, and now they're raising rich children. And that shit
Must be nice.
It must be nice. That shit really just it really makes you think, because people are privileged and have no idea that they're privileged. Like, that's really just their lives. But anyway, I mean, there's other ways to have general wealth, generational wealth besides, just physical, monetary, financial wealth. But yeah, that's what popped into my head, is rich people just be rich and getting richer and then passing on that riches to their children.
It is what it is.
And we be out here like, can I get $1?
Please slide me something. But yeah, that's the situation that people are dealt with. And
yeah, not saying that it's that because they're rich, it's a better situation.
No,
but it's a completely different life with a completely different set of worries. And it's interesting to think about.
Yeah. So
next week, well, not next week, girl. We're not recording next week.
2 weeks.
Next episode, we're going to be talking about some generational curses that maybe we have been privy to or have witnessed in our families that might be affecting us, may or may not be. I will say that sometimes I feel like some generational curses can't be broken. I'm gonna just leave that there for the end of the podcast.
Okay.
I just feel like sometimes they just can't be broken.
You have to be the chosen one.
Like Neo. All right. Well, that's it, y'all. That's it for this episode. It was a longer one, surprisingly. We're at an hour. That's crazy.
All of them have been 50 minutes this season. It's only 10 minutes longer.
I mean, we got shit to
we
say.
rocking with y'all. So rock with us.
Come on.
You know what you gotta do.
You know.
The Twitter. We didn't have a question last week, but you can answer questions from the previous episodes.
You don't even got to answer
other
questions.
Seasons.
You can ask us anything.
Or just talk amongst yourself. We are together. We out here together.
Mm-hmm.
Community. We growing together. We learning together. Life is a process, and we doing it because we ain't got no other choice.
Shit.
So
say it again for the people in the back.
I said we doing it because we ain't got no other choice. We got other stuff for you as well. Check out the YouTube channel. Couple videos out there. Also, if you have any ideas that you would like us to do, nothing too crazy because we don't be doing too crazy stuff. But let us know. And we on Instagram. We got some pictures up there. Be entertained and, spread the word. And we appreciate y'all. Once again, thanks for rocking with us.
And we out here. Peace.